Are you a real estate agent who is looking to make more passive income in your business and make more sales in your real estate business without working as hard or as long as hours as you want to? Well, today we're going to be talking about the different ways that we can actually make passive income in our real estate business. And we're going to be introducing some ideas here that you may or may not have heard about. And lastly, we're going to be talking about something that is a way to make passive income in your real estate business that you may not have thought about before. But my name is 𝐭𝐫 𝐕𝐢𝐝, and I am a real estate organization leader of 70 agents, and I am the co-founder of Agent Wealth Hustle. And today I'm joined here by my partner, Charlie Cameron, who is a real estate team leader of over 100 agents and the founder of Agent Wealth Hustle, and has been creating videos on this channel for a very long time. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 ways that real estate agents can make passive income in their business, and that is real estate referrals, real estate investing, and lastly, the one I would say secret option we're going to leave till the end. So you're going to make sure to stay until the end of the video here. But Charlie, I know you've been doing a lot of these strategies yourself personally, so we're going to dig right on in. Tell us a little bit about what it is about making real estate referrals that is passive for real estate agents and how you're able to do this in your real estate business.
Yeah, thanks, 𝐭𝐿𝐵. I love real estate referrals. I mean, a referral is simply when I may know someone who's moving from Florida to Virginia. I simply refer that client to an agent in Virginia. I'm not licensed there. And that agent works with that client. They go and close, and I'll get a 25 to 30% referral at the end of the day. This happens all the time in real estate. And in fact, the consumer doesn't really realize that this is happening most of the time. They think it's in the goodness of our hearts, which, spoiler alert, no, we're always doing referral agreements for any consumers out there watching this. But it's really kind of cool because we get an opportunity to match that client up with the right agent for them. We can even interview agents and do that kind of thing and get them the right person they need in that location. And it's a win-win, right? Because as me, the referring agent, I didn't have to do anything on that transaction. All I did was make an introduction and send a referral agreement. And boom, now I'm going to make a 25 to 30% referral, which depending on where the homes are that people are purchasing, it can be a pretty significant additional income stream. If you're just doing one referral a month, that can usually equate to thousands of dollars a month in additional income with referrals. So this is a fantastic way to get extra income. It's not entirely passive, but it's pretty darn close, right? I want to talk for a second, if we can, about how to generate referrals. So really, all it takes is be active, adding value on some form of social media. Whatever it may be. It could just be talking about real estate in Facebook status updates or in stories. That's a really good place to do it. Or maybe you're an Instagram guy or gal. You can do it there. You talk about it on TikTok. You have a YouTube channel. Wherever it may be, those are all great ways to do it. Just choose the platform that you're already using and talk about real estate. And if you tell people, hey, I can link you up with real estate agents anywhere and interview them for you, people are really going to get a lot out of it. They're going to go to you to ask for that. Happens all the time. And there's really 2 things that you need to be successful in terms of actually executing a referral. And that's access to an amazing network of agents nationwide, so you can find the right agent in the right place for your referral clients. Because take it from me, one of my first referrals did not go well. Even though I did interview that agent, I did not have the right agent for that client, and it didn't work out well. So you do have to kind of get good at that, and you need to have access to a lot of great agents so you can choose the right one. And the second thing is you need to be able to easily and quickly send referral agreements. When someone asks for an agent in an area, you need to quickly meet that need, or they're going to go meet it on their own, right? So you need a way to easily, once you find that agent, send them, get those agreements out there, get them signed, and then make the connection. One last pro tip on referrals: connect the agent to the client on a 3-way chat, like a 3-way text thread or WhatsApp or an email, and then stay in touch to ensure it's proceeding well. Just check on both the agent and the client and see what's happening, right? If there could be a red flag if the agent doesn't respond to your text messages over time, right? They may not be following up with that lead, and now I need to reach out to that client, see how it's going. Do they need help? And then kind of get things back on track with that agent, or if it need be, another agent, right? So referrals are pretty cool. It does require a little bit of care and feeding, but definitely a great way to add income as an agent.
Right. Referrals are something that I think a lot of real estate agents think about when it comes to expanding their income base. But if you have a right system in place, that could really become a passive income stream for your real estate business. And I know a lot of people out there and a lot of companies who they only do referrals as their as their main business because they have access to a wide network of great real estate agents. And we're going to be talking a little bit about how you can have access to that a little bit later in this video today. But referrals, obviously a great way to do that. Now, the second way we talked about, which is real estate investing, that is probably the most obvious way for a lot of real estate agents to make passive income. It's a very talked about topic in the wealth building and passive income space. Now, Charlie, I know you are an active real estate investor. So why don't you share a little bit about your experience investing in real estate, how it's passive, and really how it's not so passive as well.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons here for just a few minutes. And I started in real estate investing before I got my real estate license. It's been almost a decade now. So I've done a little bit of everything in terms of value add multifamily, small to medium size. I've done short-term rentals. I've managed them from afar. None of my short-term rentals have been nearby. And I'm now getting into residential assisted living. And of course, I've had some single family rentals along the way. So you could say I've got a little bit of experience in it and got my own, pros and cons. I do think there's no better investment in terms of investing your money than in long-term rental real estate. And there's 4 big reasons for that. Whether you're an agent or not, these 4 advantages are in play, which is cash flow. So you want to, at the end of the day, find a property that will also pay you after all expenses, property management, and the P&I, principal and interest, are paid. So that's cash flow that goes into your pocket each month. There's amortization. So whoever is occupying that property, they're basically paying for your mortgage and paying down the principal every single month for you, which is awesome. There's the depreciation of the property, which is a tax benefit. Uncle Sam lets you write off the actual structure of the home, either over 27 and a half years linearly, or you can do fancy things like a cost segregation study and take a lot of those losses up front and essentially pay no taxes or have book losses for years or the entire time you own the property, depending, which is really, really kind of cool because you're cash flowing, but you're not paying taxes on it, right? Which is absolutely insane. There's additional tax benefits I'm not going to go into, but when people look at properties, they should consider not just the return on investment in terms of cash flow, in terms of principal paydown, but also these tax benefits as well. And then the 4th big pro is the appreciation, right? Historically speaking, homes have appreciated 2 to 3% a year for like 90 some years, right? So we could pretty much bank on, in the long term, homes continue to appreciate. So it's a perfect, inflation play, right? You have $1 sitting in a bank account. That dollar's just in a savings account. It's losing money every single year because it's no longer worth $1 next year, and it's worth even less the next year, right? But with real estate, it's naturally appreciating with inflation anyway. So you're just gaining value of the property and equity there. You're paying down the principal, gaining equity there. You're writing off all these expenses and depreciation off and interest on taxes, and you're cash flowing, putting money in your pocket each month. That's just something you can't get from the stock market or other types of investments. So it's absolutely amazing.
So that was actually a really good breakdown of why real estate investing is very great as an investment for just anybody that's out there. But I think as real estate agents, there are a lot of advantages inherently built in as somebody who is active in the space. And you obviously have experience in both fields. You're an active agent, you're leading the team, and you are also actively investing at the same time. So what would you say are some of the advantages for a real estate agent to start investing in real estate with their market knowledge?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Real estate agents have some major unique advantages over the public when it comes to real estate investing. For one, you have the market knowledge, right? You know how much homes are worth. You know a deal when it pops up. You know more about that market than most of the public. So you could see that property come up and go, oh, that's in a good spot. That's in a good location for XYZ. Oh, that would make a great rental because it's by the Air Force Base, whatever the reason, right? You've got that inherent knowledge that others don't. you're also the first to see the listings, right? You can set up searches and stuff. You could be the first one to know about properties meeting your investment buy box, your criteria for a rental property. And then you can be the first one to see the property because you've got the ability to go figure out what the showing instructions are, contact the agent, go see it. You don't have to wait on your agent. You are the agent. And then you could be the first one to make the offer too, right? Again, you're not waiting on something. You're just going to do it. Then you get to make commission on investment property, which you wouldn't normally do if you're, a Joe Schmo that doesn't have a real estate license, right? They're not going to make that additional income. Plus, some brokerages will offer 100% commission on investment deals. So that's kind of cool. So kind of keep that in mind if you're looking to do both when selecting or thinking about brokerages. And then you've got local contacts, GCs, inspectors, the right folks, property managers. You're going to hire someone else out for that. And then it's easier to sell in the tail end, right? So let's say you keep that property for a while and then you want to sell it at some point. Hey, you've got the inherent knowledge to know the value of that home. You maybe have some additional ways to market it that others would not. So you really have some major advantages over the public. Now, I do want to speak on a couple of drawbacks to real estate investing for agents. There's two big ones. One is real estate investing is never 100% passive. Take it from me, okay? I've done everything from long-term rentals to short-term rentals. I've accidentally flipped some apartments and rentals. Flipping is simply another job, unless you turn it into a rental after, but it is another job along the way. Short-term rentals, if you're self-managing, oh my goodness, is that another job? And you can never, ever be off the clock, ever, because things always seem to go wrong at 1 a.m. on a Friday night, right? Even long-term rentals, hey, they're not 100% passive. Things are going to break. The water heater is going to go out. The XYZ is going to happen. The tenants are going to, have some issue, right? Or you may not have great tenants all the time. So it's not 100% passive, despite what people may tell you. Are the benefits worthwhile? Potentially, but it's never going to be completely passive. And then the other big drawback is the amount of cash required to buy real estate, right? Typically, you're going to have to put 20% down minimum on a rental property. And sometimes, depending on the loan type, like if you're trying to keep that property separated from your credit report to have it in an entity, things like that, then you're going to be looking at 25 to 30, sometimes even 30%, 35% down to purchase that home. And depending on the price of properties in your market, right, that's a lot of money on a $300,000 property, for example. So you're talking, 60 to 100 grand down on these properties, and that's significant, right? That's a lot of cash out of pocket in order to be able to get into that cash flow and those advantages.
Yeah, absolutely. So for a lot of agents, right, you don't have, I guess, that much money on hand to start investing in real estate, and that could be an issue and something to think about if you're looking to build passive income. And investing is great. I think everybody should be considering investing in real estate, if not actively doing it. But again, a lot of the logistics that you just broke down for us, Charlie, for some agents, it might not be realistic at this point, and it might be something that they might want to jump into later on as they build up their real estate business first and then invest passively later on, which brings us to, I guess, the third secret way, if you will, to build passive income as a real estate agent in your real estate business. And if you guys have stayed till this part of the video, we're going to reveal this to you now, and that is building a team or an organization of real estate agents in your business. And Charlie, I know you've done this. This is something that I personally do as well. So what is it about building a team and an organization that will actually make your real estate business passive rather than just going at it yourself?
Yeah, so most people are probably gasping right now, like, no, building a team is not passive. And what they're thinking in terms of real estate team and what we're thinking could potentially be two different things here. Most people are thinking, I'm going to get my broker license and I'm going to become a team leader. And I've done that, and I've become a team leader. And let me tell you firsthand, that's not necessarily passive, right? Running a production team is definitely a lot of work, and there's a lot of things involved in it that you don't necessarily think about. What we're talking about is building an agent organization that can be fairly passive. In fact, more passive than some of these other things we've already talked about, which is pretty sweet. And when you combine the two, the production team with a organization, that is absolutely beautiful because you're giving agents the tools that they need to be able to grow their business, whether that's active income or grow their business as passive income as well. And now they've got the benefits and they're going to stay in your organization and you're going to continue to receive benefits from that as well. It becomes a win-win where as they succeed, you succeed, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, absolutely. So I think one of the best ways for any business to grow and for just anybody to start increasing the amount of sales they're making in their business, increasing the amount of income and revenue they're generating in their business is not to necessarily work more hours or do more yourself. It is actually to leverage the efforts of other people that you're bringing into your business. So there's a great concept out there. It was introduced by Rockefeller, the great industrialist, all the way back, in the early 1900s. And that is, he said that he would rather leverage 1% of the efforts generated by 100 people rather than 100% of the efforts generated by one person. And there's a really, really good concept in that principle there, because if you are adding more people in your business, you are able to take more time to focus on growing your business. You're able to take more time in order to actually enjoy the business that you've built and the income streams that you're building. And also, you're not leveraging just the efforts of one person. So that way you're not completely over leveraged, where if there's a life emergency, something's happening, you're not able to work, you'll still have income streams coming in because you're leveraging the efforts of multiple people as well. And I think it's really, really important, Charlie, and I think you can talk about this because you are running a local production team and also in real estate organization as well, of the importance of building your team through the right engine and the right vehicle. So that way you can not only attract more agents, but they can produce more. And you're also able to keep them on your team as well.
That's right, Kobe. Speaking from the perspective of someone who's been both a production team leader and an agent organization national leader, they're two very different things. They can be both, right? The production team can be part of your organization, which is awesome because it gives you the ability to just completely focus on this at some point, the organization itself, and go fully passive, right? Running the team is an active thing. Becoming a broker, if you were to do it that way, would be even more active than running a production team within a brokerage. But if they're also part of your organization, ultimately that gives, and you're continuing to grow this organization here, that gives you the option to go fully passive with team building in the future. And the really cool thing about that is if you give these folks the right model, the right engine to be able to succeed with you, then you win together, and you're going to continue to be able to support them on an extremely passive basis. And they're going to have the tools they need to succeed and the benefits they need to stay with your organization, right? Becomes a complete win-win. And essentially it's almost like having a really, really big referral organization where, as they succeed, you're still getting a cut of that. But you didn't have to send a referral agreement to do it, right? Which is really kind of even more passive than referrals, which is awesome.
Right, exactly. And that's the way you think about, even traditional production teams and even just any real estate brokerages that are out there. It works very similar to that, right? Where agents are basically paying a referral to their team leader or to their broker for being on the team and receiving the value that the team leader is providing, whatever that is, whether if it's leads, systems, a transaction management system, right? It's just within an organization type that we're talking about, you're providing a different type of value to your agents in order for them to justify being part of your group. So that is very important there.
So of the three ways we've talked about today, referrals, real estate investing, and building an agent organization, this is by far, the agent organization is by far my favorite one because it allows you to have a very passive, scalable income stream. That's a win-win for everyone involved with no money down, which is insane compared to, right? If I could make some additional cash flow with a little bit of effort there versus having to put tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars down on real estate to make that cash flow. So, and unlike referrals, I don't have to do agreements all the time. As long as the organization is successful, we make income, which is amazing. Just happens every single month. So, Kobe and I hope you really enjoyed that video. If you want to learn more about growing your active income and your passive income as a real estate agent, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Follow along for more because we're going to be talking a lot more about this. And you can check out our free resources, including an upcoming masterclass and the next videos in the Passive Income Agent series. If you'd like to schedule a Zoom call with us to learn more about partnering with us for free, you're more than welcome to. There'll be a link below for that as well. And we'll see you soon.